Well, CoastLife, before the break, we were chatting about traveling in those retirement years. You deserved it. You earned yourself an amazing trip. And the person to make those dream trips come true is, of course, Annette Stellhorn with Accent on Travel, who has not gone anywhere. And now we're going to pick her brain about those summer travel destinations.
So where are people going this year, Annette, and what are your suggestions?
So what we're selling a lot of is still Europe, Italy, number one. Every summer, people want to go to Italy.
They're romantic.
Keeping in mind that this year is the Jubilee, we are encouraging to move Italy off your list or make your plans like this week.
Like right now.
Right now, because the Jubilee only happens every 10 years, and it's a Catholic Christian situation in Italy. So all the basilicas are open for one time this year, and then it'll be closed again for 9 years, so it's massive. The other place is Alaska. Always a tried and true.
I know a few
things
about Alaska. Well, in my younger years, I used to work at a place called the Eldorado Gold Mine, where we used to literally go out and show folks how to pan for gold. I wore a floppy hat and overalls and the whole thing. But
we need a picture.
But you just can't go wrong in Alaska if you like that outdoor stuff. If it's beautiful in every direction you look.
It is. And so we sell a lot of Alaska. Actually, we'll be having an Alaska presentation coming up. Maybe you could join us at Accent on Travel in Rehoboth's office.
Go talk about the last frontier a little.
I have those little gold vials.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've taken like 8 groups to Alaska. We sell a lot of Alaska. We use Holland America. We use Princess. And now they have the little small ships like Windstars going there. I know Viking is looking at going there. So, you don't have to be on a 5,000 passenger. In fact, I urge people, unless you just want to be on a floating ship that coincidentally is in Alaska, go. If you're going to do a cruise, do a smaller ship. Don't do the 5,000 passenger. It's a great ship, but it doesn't really matter where it is, right?
Right. I mean,
if you want to see Alaska,
if you want to see Alaska, then you want to get into the land and in the interior, or you want to do a small ship that's going to get you into the fjords and see the glaciers and see the wildlife.
And the fjords and the glaciers are incredible. The wildlife, I've definitely in my own time there seen, pods of orcas going in and out of the water and
I did
everything.
do a dry suit snorkel.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I've done that. Yep. I mean, Alaska has so much for so many people. Even if you haven't thought about it, it's a great destination. The Southwest, it's going to be hot, so you go spring or fall, but it's always beautiful. Our Northwest, we sell American Cruise Lines, and you can do the Lewis and Clark Expedition.
Fun.
Hey, that's fun.
Again, senior kind of thing, but all of this can be combined in a multi-gen thing. And believe it or not, Hawaii is still on the map for the summer, right?
Sure.
So in addition, of course, in the summertime, you could still go to Africa. We do that exotic experience. We avoid Australia. It's the rainy season. It's their winter, things like that. But Canada is a beautiful place to go. We'll be doing a lot of the Rocky Mountaineer again this summer, and people love that. But, I mean, to me, summer is get outdoors. And believe it or not, even in the Caribbean, Aruba is actually a little cooler than Delaware in August. Right?
Wow.
So if you want to get out of the heat and the crowds, we'll send you to Aruba and sit on the beach there. You don't have to be quite so crowded.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So what I'm hearing is we need to plan a trip with Accent on Travel. And
that's what I think.
Just skyrocketed to the top of my bucket list here.
I think we could do a remote show on CoastLife.
Annette, this is why I love you. You're picking up what I'm putting down.
Coming in with the great ideas right here, isn't it?
So clearly, if you have some bucket list items that you have to work through, Annette and the team at Accent on Travel are going to be the.
And the way to start that is just give us a call and set up an appointment, because we do consultations for about an hour. We don't answer the phones during that time. We don't deal with walk-ins. We're not a booking agency. We're a consultation. Then we manage it. We make the reservations. We help you walk through the entire program from start to finish, and then we're there when you come back to hear how fabulous your trip was and where you want to go next.
It's a personalized trip. Well, Annette, thank you for coming in and telling us all that you guys have coming down the line, the popular trips, and how you're keeping our retirees busy here on Delmarva. Coming up on CoastLife, though, we're spilling some gossip, we're drinking some tea. That's all on the way. Well, CoastLife, maybe you are a recent retiree. You worked hard for that break, and you're looking for something new to do with all that time. Have you thought about travel? I'm sure you have. You've earned it. You deserve that trip. And to tell us more about traveling in 2025, especially if you're a retiree, we've got Annette Stellhorn with Accent on Travel joining us on the CoastLife couch. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. Always a pleasure to be back.
It is. So talk to us. I know we've got a lot of retirees in our area.
We do.
Certainly.
And a lot of them may be planning some travel for 2025.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. And if they aren't, if they have not yet, of course, we have some great ideas for them.
Yes. So let's dive in.
About I'd say 60% of all the Accent on Travel guests are retirees or semi-retirees.
Makes
so
sense.
we send a lot of people away from Delaware, which is, again, where I'm born and raised, so it's unbelievable. I've been to so many countries, but I do love travel, and I love to see people after they've worked hard all their lives to fulfill those dreams, right? We only have a certain amount of time in our travel life, believe it or not. It just does come to a abrupt stop at some point in our lives. So we actually focus on not just sending people away, but teaching them about destinations.
Sure.
And at Accent on Travel, we do about 35 educational seminars, luncheons, etc., for retirees to learn about different destinations, whether it's Australia, Tahiti, those type of places, or even places closer to home like Hawaii. So, in the retiree's life, there's normally Alaska is usually top on the list.
Hey.
About that with Charlie. But also, getting further away. So our educationals for February, we're going to have Viking cruises, which many retirees have had their mailbox filled with brochures.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So Viking River, Viking Ocean, we'll have the Viking management come in and we'll do a luncheon in, actually that's next week.
Nice.
And that's open to the public. And then later in the month, the last week, we're going to have a Hawaii panorama. So Hawaii by cruise, Hawaii by guided tour, Hawaii just to stay in resorts.
All the ways around
All
Hawaii.
the ways around Hawaii. So when you travel with Accent on Travel, you get an electronic itinerary, and then you also get, the old-fashioned paper itinerary that people like to see.
It is nice to be able to pull it out, have it in your hands, kind of flip through.
I was in Istanbul, and I pull out my Accent on Travel, and it's got the day-by-day, and this is on a luxury Regent Seven Seas cruise, and it was a transfer, and people were like, where did you get that? They didn't send that to me, and I went, oh, my travel agency put this together.
Hey.
It has the transfers and the itinerary and the times and all that. So you have both, right? For the mobile people and those and I take both.
Yeah, I like to have both of them.
Sometimes that cell phone dies, and you don't have your battery pack, and you whip that baby out, and then we go on to Europe in the summer. Everybody has Europe, typically Italy, for the last 25 years, top 5 destinations for Americans. So being Italian, 100% Abruzzese. I love to send people to Italy. We have 5 Italian specialists on staff with our 28 travel advisors. So, we can do that. So we can do the exotic bucket list for retirees, or we could just do like, hey, here's where it's always been, I want to go to Italy, or family roots, or even more popular coming up is now I don't see my family as often as I used to because I moved to Delaware. So, hey, let's all go on a cruise.
We'll all go over.
Go to Europe, or hey, let's go stay at a resort in the Caribbean. And they give us a call, and we orchestrate it from whatever place they're traveling from, for the children, the grandchildren. And I do find the little let me say, the diamond in the rough is when the grandparents take the grandchildren without the children.
Oh.
So the children get a vacation
Yes.
away from taking care of their kids, and the grandparents get that one-on-one time where they are just, it's
With
just
their grown
forever.
kids, yeah.
It gives me goosebumps because I've seen their kids later, and they're like, I remember when you took Grandmom and Grandpop and us, and you sent us to Italy, or you sent us to Alaska, or you sent us to the Greek islands, or Africa. We've done over the holidays, the multi-gen families to Africa, and they remember it, or, they're past their time of travel, and they're in their 80s and 90s, and they're like, that was the best trip when you put together that African safari for my family, and 14 of us went, and it was great.
So you're in amazing hands when you let Annette and the team at Accent on Travel plan that dream retirement trip. But we're not done talking with Annette, and we're going to talk some more summer destinations because we know you've got your bucket list ready, so we're going to chat that when CoastLife gets back.